Oh boy, this level. This level's probably the most notorious in Goldeneye history. And you know, this right here kind of speaks for the level very well. Just open up the door, and there's immediately a drone gun shooting at you. Man, I really had a hard time lining that shot up. These drone guns aren't even here in Agent. I'm not sure. No, they are here in Secret Agent. Now, when I first played this level as a kid on Agent, I had a ton of trouble with it, and it doesn't even have these pain-in-the-ass drone guns. This recording was actually done like 9 months ago. When I was just playing through the game, I didn't want to have to record it again. Although, I don't find the level as hard as I did even 9 months ago, but it's still really hard, and at the very least it's just tedious. Too much can go wrong too easily. This first room, once you know how to deal with the drone guns, it's really no big deal. But this level has one thing horribly wrong with it. And it's not that the ammo seems to disappear in this area, although that is something really annoying. The shadows seem to just make it hard to find the guns, and you really need ammo on this level. But the worst thing about this level is that you use the DK5 Deutsch. What she says actually changes whether or not you get hit. She says like, "Oh James, you're hurt if you get hit." This music is a lot different than the other levels have been in the late game. The late game had a lot of like minor chord, very serious sounding music, and in this level it has this like funky, goofy, like 007 theme remix. I used to think this was funny, like the way she would look so frustrated with the computer not working. But they use a little bit of Natalia's hacking, like computer programmer background in this game. I mean, this level has it the most. And this is what I'm talking about with the D5K being a shitty weapon for this level. You can't zoom in. You know what they should have done? I mean, this is one of my biggest complaints about the game, is had the AR-33 as the main weapon of this level. They just had a new level that introduced a new gun, and then you go back to a gun that we saw, like, in the frigate level that's already been used in like 3 different levels, and it's not a good gun. I mean, it's just a downgrade of the AR-33. I mean, of the KF-7 Soviet. This is possibly the most annoying room in the level. Well, no, it's not the most annoying room, but it's one of the most annoying rooms. Just because the guards, they go back quite a bit there, like behind that right wall. Yeah, and they throw grenades, and most of the time they just end up killing themselves, but sometimes they can throw one right at you and you not really notice if you had the sound low or just didn't see because there's a ton of them back there. And they all take cover behind those crates, which don't explode. And then you have to wait so fucking long for that smoke to clear, because if you go in and there's still the gray and you can't see, you're just gonna get hit. I've gotten hit so many times in this room. It's not as hard as it used to be for me, but it's still a real pain in the ass. And sometimes there's a guy like right there that can get you. So you gotta get the remote mines, which you don't start out with. Normally, you just start out with remote mines if you use them in a level. But this level, I mean, this part of the level, when I was a kid, one time I came up here and there were 2 guys, or maybe just one, that just shot their guns at me. I mean, they didn't shoot their guns at me, they would just point their guns at me, and they wouldn't shoot. And as a kid, I was like, what's happened? What's this new thing that's just developed? You know, it was just a glitch, you know, that's all. But as a kid, I was like, what's going on here? Am I supposed to do something? I always think of that every time I come here. So I remember thinking that was really interesting as a kid. I didn't understand it was just a glitch. I always really liked the way this room looked. I actually think this room was on the back of the Nintendo 64 box. I mean, it's a fairly barren room, and that door's locked. A lot of the doors are locked in this level. That guy was swatting at a fly. But yeah, the AR-33 would have made this level so much better. I mean, the DK5 Deutsch is not the worst gun in the game. Like, if they all had clobs, then yeah, that would be a lot worse. But for this level, you really need to be able to zoom in. And like in the area I was just in, or with the drone guns, although, you know, you're going to have to take the first one out of the PP7 anyway. Oh, he dropped it. It just fucking jumps out of his hand quite clearly. All that, like, black glass and everything that blocks what you can see to some extent. I remember when me and my dad first got to this level, I always remember him saying, I think that's where all the action is, behind that glass. And it's not, like, interesting or funny, but I just always think of it. And this level actually has the, like, beta glass on these railings. It's just some stupid, useless piece of knowledge that I have. I like how this is like a cavern underground. It's like a cavern, but like a lab underground, or, well, not necessarily a lab, more like a computer network or whatever. So you gotta get that body armor. Thank God there's body armor in this level. Although I wish you could give Natalia body armor. This level, it follows the movie to some extent. I mean, they do go to an area that looks like this, and James does put a mine that looks exactly like they do in the game, in the movie. Like, they got the design from the movie, which is interesting. It kind of looks like a very video gamey design, but that's another place where you would be good to have a zoomed-in AR-33. But you don't have to blow up all these mainframes or anything in the movie. That's just a tacked-on objective that makes the level more stressful than it has to be. I think the objectives are the same on every difficulty level on this one. This level's really not that hard on anything but Perfect Agent. I don't know why I switched to the PP7 here, I don't do that now, but... So yeah, AR-33, zoom in on those drone guns and take out those, like, 3 guys in here. I think there's even more guys in here. Plus, the AR-33 is just a cool, powerful gun, and this is in the late game. Why are we going back to this gun? It's not that good of a gun. So I don't even bother with those. I just throw the mine and then just run right past. If you're fast enough, you won't get hit by those drone guns. I used to try and destroy them too and just end up getting a ton of health taken off. So now I'm getting to the notorious Protect Natalia part. Oh man, I was stuck on this for a long time. Still not as long as Statue, but I was stuck in it for a long time. Neither me or my dad could beat it. This was, you know, my dad still played video games at this point. He doesn't play them at all now. I couldn't get her to come out, because normally she won't come out unless you killed everybody, and I was thinking, well, maybe I've missed somebody, but I played the level so many times from dying over and over that I knew that I hadn't, but I'm just like wandering around now. This is fucking annoying. I was thinking maybe I missed somebody in here. I wish she had just came out. I mean, it didn't do this any of the other times, like when I wasn't recording. Yeah. When I played this for the, like, first time on 00 Agent, you know, whatever, like 4 or 5 years ago, this was so fucking challenging for me. And then now she comes out. I don't know what... Go back and just walk around in that room, and then I'll come out. And she has a gun, which she completely neglects to use. I mean... I do like that big computer right there. But I just shoot it out. Oh no, the Goldeneye set the fire on London. Yeah, so this took me so many fucking tries when I first was doing it on 00 Agent. I had trouble just getting through the main level, and then this part I would end up fucking up immediately. I don't have any real method, like solid advice that works every time, because sometimes she takes forever to get done hacking into the computer, and then sometimes it only takes like a minute or two. I don't know what changes that. Sometimes those guys won't break the glass, like on the sides there, the glass, they'll shoot through the glass and start shooting at Natalia. Sometimes they don't do, no, they normally do it at least once, sometimes they do it only once, but you never know when they're going to do it. Sometimes they do it twice, sometimes they do it at the same time. That also gives them more of an opportunity to flank you. See, the AR-33 right here would have been so much more useful. And you would have been able to take out guards faster. It would have been a little bit more challenging for you, because it would do a little bit more damage, but whatever. Another bit of, like, useful advice is just something I use for my benefit, is to know which guards shoot at which, because I didn't know for a long time. Guards at hats will shoot at you. Guards without hats will shoot at Natalia. See right there, I heard the glass shatter. You need to have the volume where you can hear it, you're not going to hear the glass shatter. That's the most important thing, because they will run up, I mean, they will shoot right there, and they will shoot Natalia from right there, and they'll also run up from right there. And you need to just try and do a decent amount of crowd control. Try and shoot them before they get to the stairs. Because if you have too many over here, you're just gonna get overwhelmed and you're just gonna fucking die. I got really frantic. And also, some guards will just run up to, like, behind the computer Natalia's at. And that's a good way for them to kill her without you even really noticing, because they won't attack you. And this lull in the wave does not always happen. You're really lucky if you do. So yeah, that the other guy did shoot out the glass, but it didn't happen till the very end. You know, you just never know when they're going to do it. Also, the guards that shoot at you take more damage than the guards that shoot at Natalia. Which is probably for the best. She normally does not run up this staircase. I mean, she was doing some weird stuff, and then I fucking shoot her. So that guy was still doing his rounds, and I was just like, fuck it. And that guy's running away. But you gotta make sure that she gets in here, because I have failed the mission from her still dying running back here before. For the most part, they don't attack her, but they sometimes will. See, look how much damage that guy took. That guy was really heavily armored. When they don't react to the first couple shots, it's really stressful. I'm just waiting for Protect Natalia to become complete, because Objective B is not, you know, I mean Natalia's good to go. And Natalia really can't take that much damage. She can't take much at all. Well, I remember when I finally pulled this off as a kid, I just couldn't believe it. I don't really have a very distinct memory of it. I just remember being really excited that I was able to do it. Because I didn't think it was going to be possible, especially when my dad couldn't even get close. Normally, if I got really stuck on something, my dad could normally get through. Like, I was better at figuring out what to do, but my dad was better at just actually surviving the fights. And, my dad was, like, not getting anywhere close, so it seemed hopeless, but we did it. Well, I did it. Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll get a grenade drop from that room where all the guys throw grenades. And you get to throw it into this elevator that's clearly not an elevator, and go into their locker room and grab some more body armor, which I always thought looked like dead bodies as a kid. I'm hearing like more explosions. You'll hear those doors open too when you're protecting Natalia. You'll hear like a ding, and that lets you know that they're on their way and where they're coming from. There's a lot of sound cues that'll help you in this level. They become infinitely spawning at this point, and they're just all over the place. God, I was just shooting all around him. I get really frantic at this point. And I hadn't beaten this game, well, that's true, but I hadn't beaten this level on this file as of yet. Like, or even on this cartridge, when I was recording this. And that's the last mainframe. Make sure you blow that up, because I've forgotten about it a lot. I think you can find Trevelyan in this level, I don't remember, but don't even worry about shooting these guys, just fucking boom it into the elevator. I always was very aware of the elevator music as a kid. I liked that they had elevator music and they had the regular game music. That was really interesting game design. I had not seen anything like that before. Yeah, when you can do this, you know, you feel like a pretty accomplished double agent player. Although it hasn't meant anything since, like, 1996. And my time was pretty shitty, but my accuracy was actually better than I thought it would be.